We will begin our regular meeting of the month with a salute to the flag, if everyone would stand for that.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone, and welcome to our regular monthly meeting of the Ocean Township Board of Education. I'm going to begin with my president's report. And I'd like to start by making a statement to dispel any notion or misconception that the Ocean Township Board of Education is not working at full capacity on the successful opening of the 2023-2024 school year, and that we're not giving our full attention to the board agendas. This is not true in the least. While the ethics complaint has become a costly distraction, the governing board has a new superintendent, Ms. Weldon, a new business administrator, Mr. Hastings, a new attorney, Mr. Taylor, a Board of Ed president, Irene Gilman, a vice president, Natalie Tortorello, and board members who by and large have the best interests of the students, staff, and school in mind. We are committed to our district and have stated goals and plans to improve areas of concern and make the Ocean District the best experience for all our students and staff. It's the paramount reason board members have committed to volunteering their time and energy. We have work to do, so let's get started. We'll begin with our superintendent's report. Ms. Weldon.
Very charging the battle.
Okay, I will ask for your help, President Gilman.
Absolutely.
As we honor tonight Mr. Richard Kirk, if you could please come up. Mr. Kirk has served as a crossing guard and a playground aide for 22 years for the Township of Ocean School District. Over the years, Mr. Kirk served Ocean Township Elementary School, Wanamassa Elementary School, Wayside Elementary School, and Ocean Township High School. We would like to sincerely thank him for his years of service to our students and our schools. We wish you all the best in your retirement.
Thank you very much.
Can Mr. Kirk go to TOIS and let the buses out with Mr. Amato one day so he can say he's been to all 5 schools? He's been at all the rest. I feel like you should be the one to tell the buses they can go home at the end of the day.
The Kirk family name has quite a bit of a legacy over at TOIS, so I think we can consider all 5 schools accounted for.
There we go.
Thank you very much. We'd also like to thank the residents of Cedar Village at Ocean for their very generous donation of 65 backpacks stuffed with school supplies. The backpacks and supplies were given to displaced and economically disadvantaged students in grades K through 5. The Cedar Village Community Project is titled Stuff the Bus. We are so appreciative of their generous donation, and we know the families appreciate what they have received. We would also like to thank the St. George Greek Society for their donations of over 20 backpacks filled with supplies. The backpacks and supplies will be given again to our displaced families in grades K to 5. The Greek Orthodox Women's Philanthropic Organization has chapters in Greek Orthodox parishes across the country. We thank them for prioritizing the students of Ocean Township with their donation.
Thanks to all.
Thank you. I would also like to inform the Board of Education and the public that we have launched our nomination request for our Alumni Hall of Fame at Ocean Township High School. Mrs. Kazuba has put out a web backpack. We have posted it on Twitter, and we will follow this up with subsequent postings throughout the month of September. But we are in search of notable graduates from the years of 1967 through 1987 and or any other staff member or member of the community who's given service over 20 years of time to our district. So we are currently collecting nominations. We will then move through the process. The committee will select nominees to induct into our Hall of Fame, and we are looking for a a double ceremony this February for our Athletic Hall of Fame and our Alumni Hall of Fame. Two exciting and very popular ceremonies where we get to recognize our graduates. So if you know anyone who attended school during those years or anyone at all that you think through their service should be nominated, please see our website, look for Mrs. Kazuba's tweets, and also web backpack alerts. But it is right on the district homepage, and we will be continuing to advertise that throughout the month. Okay, as we get ready to open schools, I want to make sure that all parents and students know that their schedules, their bus numbers, everything is available in the Genesis Parent Portal. Hopefully by now, everyone has had a chance to take a look, get familiar with their schedule. If anyone has had any trouble whatsoever logging into the Genesis Parent Portal, they should reach out to the schools. The schools can help them directly get the information that they need. I'd also like to thank, before we start, I'd like to thank our maintenance, custodial, and IT departments for their diligent hard work over this summer to get our schools, our hallways, our fields, all of our facilities ready to go. They look wonderful. Even though we do have some construction going on, even that is a sign of the future and a symbol of hope for an improved school as we move into the school year. So I just would like to take that time, and much of that is under the leadership of Mr. Hastings and of course, Mr. Hall and Mr. John Bosmans, and I'd like to give them credit for all the work they've done this summer. And lastly, I would like to just speak directly to all of the families and to all of the students, and of course to our wonderful staff who all return to us next week. First, to the staff, we cannot wait to see everyone on September 5th. We have missed you. These hallways have been quiet and empty without you, and we are excited to kick off our school year September 5th with our staff. Our school improvement panels have wonderful agendas planned for the first 2 days of school with the staff. So we're looking forward to that. And then right on the heels of that, we welcome back our students with open arms. We are very excited to see what Spartan legacies they create this year. And I encourage all families to connect with our schools, to come to our events, to talk to our leaders. If you're looking for information, if you're not sure of something, there is a group of people willing and able to help you feel welcome, help you with information, and include you in all that we do in the schools. We are in this together. We are one big giant team here in Big Red Country, and I look forward to working closely with everyone. And I encourage you to embrace the school, come out to our events, make suggestions for improvement. We have open ears to those things. I want to recognize the group of people in the back who have worked so hard to prepare for what I know will be a wonderful, wonderful school year. A school year filled with Spartan spirit. And I encourage everyone to wear their red, white, and blue as often as they can at board meetings or school events. And certainly on Fridays, we will be representing Big Red Fridays back in this district every Friday. So board members, wherever you are and wherever you go to work, or however you spend your Friday, I hope you get dressed in a little bit of red as part of our school community. And that's what we're going to do. So I welcome everyone back, and I'm looking forward to a great year ahead.
Inspiring, Ms. Lovely. Thank you. Off to a good start. That's wonderful. Mr. Hastings, anything else to add in this regular session?
No, I would just like to echo Ms. Weldon's comments about our Mr. Bosman's staff, the custodians and maintenance folks, along with our IT staff, Mr. Hall, and our principals, in getting the buildings ready and getting us ready for a terrific launch to the new school year.
It's going to be great. Thank you very much. We now move to the public comment section. At this point in the meeting, we will now conduct the first of two public comment sessions. The first open for public comment on agenda items only. The second at the end of the meeting can be on any topic. Would anyone from the public like to comment on any agenda item at this time? In the auditorium? Ms. Conway, anybody in the queue who would like to comment?
No, Madam President, there are no commenters.
Okay. We will move then to the approval of minutes.
Move to approve item 5.1. Do I have a second?
Second. With
Second
the-
as amended.
Yeah.
Right.
I would
We
say
need to say that differently then?
Mr. Weinstein?
Yeah, so we're looking to approve those minutes noted
the-
in 5.1 as amended, as we discussed at our
As
workshop.
amended.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you. You're going to call the roll?
Thank you. Dr. Beal,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy,
Yes.
Ms. McGovern,
Yes.
Ms. Paralamas.
Yes.
Mr. Talarico. Ms. Tortorella,
Yes.
Mr. Weinstein.
Yes.
Mrs. Gilman.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much. For personnel,
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to move items 6.1 through 6.10. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Hastings?
Who's he gonna put down?
Dr. Beal,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy,
Yes.
Ms. McGovern.
Yes to all, but I'm gonna abstain from 6.5.
Thank you. Mrs. Paralamas.
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella,
Yes.
Mr. Weinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Gilman.
yes.
Uh,
Excuse me. Yes, Ms. McCarthy?
I need to abstain from 7.8. I do apologize. Sorry, I vote yes to all,
We're
but oh, sorry.
on 6.1 to 6.10.
Sorry, read it wrong.
Oh,
Getting ahead of myself.
oh, okay. So you're not abstaining from anything?
No,
under-
nope. I vote yes to all.
All
My
right.
vote stands.
All items carried.
Very good. Financial management and resource, Alex?
Move to approve 7.1 to 7.16.
Second.
I did have some questions though. Where is it? Oh, sorry.
Yes?
I apologize. 7.12, the architecture services request for RFPs, how we are, everything came in too low. Is that what that says? Is that the one? Rejecting. Did we put out RFPs to find a new architect of record?
So yes, we put out an RFP back in May, the beginning of May, for architectural services. But those RFPs were not acted upon. It's been 4 months now.
Oh, no bids.
No, we received 8 bids,
Oh,
but because of the changes in staffing and some of those issues, no action was taken at that time. So we're rejecting those based on the time frame between then and now. And we'll look to perhaps go back out in January-ish to look at that service again.
When we have our reorganization meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
okay.
Any other questions on finance? Yes?
The approval of bills. And since Mr. Taylor's here, maybe he might be the one to clarify. Kenny Gross Kovats, I don't know if I'm saying the full legal firm, about $9,000 for August. I thought he was only our negotiations attorney now. Can anybody shed light on that? And I had a couple other bill questions. Also, so there's that. And the other one was 66,000. Where did I write? $66,000 to College Achieve. I didn't know we had any dealings with College Achieve Charter School in Asbury Park.
Yes, I believe the Kenny Gross bill is not for August. It's for prior months. It's the end of June, I believe.
Okay, prior to him being, okay,
Prior to his change in role.
okay.
The bill for College Achieve is for charter tuition for students attending the charter school.
Okay, I didn't know we did any charter schools. Is that our only charter school that we pay for?
I believe we have one at Academy Charter in Lake Como and a couple at College Achieve.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Hastings?
Thank you. This is all items 7.1 through 7.16. Dr. Beal,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes to all, but I don't know if this is possible, but being that I work for the utility NJNG, I don't know if anything related to NJNG on 7.3, I need to recuse myself, but yes to everything else.
okay, so you'll abstain on anything with New Jersey Natural.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Mr. McCarthy,
Yes to 7.1 through 7.5, no to 7.6, yes to 7.7, I abstain from 7.8, and yes to the additional items.
thank you. Mrs. McGovern,
Yes.
Mrs. Parlamas?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Mr. Weinstein?
Yes.
And Mrs. Gilman?
I abstain from 7.3 David Rubin's bill for $14,634.20. And for Mr. Taylor's bill, since it's not broken down, I'll have to abstain from that as well.
Yeah, Jeff, I probably need to do the same.
I mean, if I may, there's
I wasn't sure about that.
no,
how it
with
would-
respect to the general counsel bill, there's no conflict that I see that will require any individual board member to abstain from these services that my firm has provided to the board as a whole, as there's been no individual private consultations for any personal benefit or gain to any individual board member. So
Okay,
Jeff,
so
I
I
take
can
that
vote
back.
yes on Mr. Taylor's bill.
yes, you can.
But Mr. Rubin,
You take that back, but I do abstain from David Rubin's.
That's fine.
I'll take that
That's
forward too.
thank you. So I have Mr. Weinstein and Ms. Gilman abstaining from Mr. Rubin's bill. Yes on all others, and all items carried.
Correct. Very good. Thank you. Instruction, education, and student activities, Dr. Beal.
Move to approve 8.1 through 8.6.
Second.
All items 8.1 to 8.6, Dr. Beal,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy,
Yes.
Mrs. McGovern,
Yes.
Mrs. Parlamas.
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella,
Yes.
Mr. Weinstein,
8.2 to 8.6, yes. 8.1, I'll recuse myself.
8.1, you're abstaining,
I'm recusing myself.
Yes,
from
thank you.
Monmouth University, yeah.
Mrs. Gilman.
Yes.
All items carry.
Very good. Policy, Mr. McCarthy.
Move to approve item 9.1.
Second. I was giving one of you a chance.
Sorry, you're a little slow on that. I should have jumped in. Thank you.
Dr. Beal,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy,
Yes.
Mrs. McGovern,
Yes.
Mrs. Parlamas.
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella,
Yes.
Mr. Weinstein.
Yes.
Mrs. Gilman.
Yes.
All items carry.
Very good. And does that also include our permission for you and Ms. Weldon to continue your policy program? That's included in that vote?
Well, I don't think
There's no
that
vote.
needs
There's
to be
no
a
vote.
motion.
There's no vote for that.
No vote. You're just doing administratively. Thank you very much. Public relations, Ms. Tortorella.
Move to approve 10.1.
Second?
May I ask a question?
Yes.
This is just, so we're approving it the way it is, Ms. Weldon, but you want us to email to you and we could always revise it at a later date?
For the sponsorship?
I would
Yes.
say if we want to develop an additional layer of sponsorship, that would be a proposal, right? So send your suggestions to
don't-
President Gilman
Okay.
to add to this. We're
But we're gonna,
vote on whether or not you approve or don't
Is-
approve this.
got it.
Sponsorship.
But if you have suggestions for another way, an additional way, something to add to our sponsorship program, send those to President Gilman and we will discuss those.
At our next meeting.
Great.
Perhaps we'll meet first
Or
to
we can
discuss that and
Certainly. Put it on there.
create a concise proposal for consideration.
So right now we're voting on those gold
What's in front of
sponsors
you.
here. Okay.
For 10.1, Dr. Beal,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy,
Yes.
Mrs. McGovern,
Yes.
Mrs. Parlamas.
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella,
Yes.
Mr. Weinstein.
Yes.
Ms. Gilman.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Very good. Old business. Yes, Ms. McGovern.
So we don't need a lengthy conversation about this. I think I think we all know what sides we all fall on, but I just want to bring up, since Ms. Weldon did say that we could have tech broadcast the meetings down here while we're upstairs if we did workshop just on the nights that we have this meeting. I guess I just want to see if we can come to a consensus whether we want to do that or not do that, and then let it be where it is. Mr. Kirk walked in at 7:45. He was not, he was the only member this evening, so we didn't have a lot of disruption tonight. However, as we get back to school, please remember we will have a lot of students and stuff walking in. So my proposal, I guess, to just see if we want to do it or not is to remain upstairs with the cameras on, with the ability to hear the microphone down here and letting people come upstairs and join us, or be down here and watch the meeting from down here as if they're similarly to being on Zoom.
Mhm.
And so do executive session, work meeting on on this meeting night upstairs. So we're around a table and we can speak and then come down here for the regular meeting. Or so basically, I guess the question is, would we like to do that or not? And I don't know that we need to have full conversation or just a yes or no.
How are you making that motion?
I don't know. Does it need to be a motion? I don't know if it needs to be a formal.
We did an
Doesn't have
motion to bring it down here, though.
We did a motion to be.
We did an official motion.
Okay, fine. Then,
That's
so
what I
then,
thought it
so
would
then
be
I
a
make a
motion.
motion to have executive session and work session on the nights that we have a regular meeting upstairs.
Mhm.
And then come down as long as the technology is up, running, working, so that the people in the auditorium can be a part of it, or and people are still welcome upstairs. We'll have a sign or whatever to let them know we can go upstairs.
And
So
if
I
there's,
make a
if
motion.
it's only a work meeting night, we will remain down here.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
So
the
that's my motion.
Okay.
Do I have a
Any
second?
comments about that motion?
Well, I need a set. There needs to be a second.
I'll give you a second.
I mean,
Questions?
I'm cool with it. I mean, I think it
Mr.
makes sense when people are kind of just moving in. It's hard to kind of talk sometimes and yeah, I mean, I'm cool with it. I don't think anybody's losing anything by us going up there.
As long as our technology is working, it is like being on Zoom. Yes,
Yeah.
Ms. Hayes?
Respectfully, I appreciate that we're bringing this up and we're actually discussing it in a constructive way. I still think it paints our board as being up there. And I understand that there will be the technology presumably, and that it's doable. I
As
don't
well
know.
as chairs.
What?
As well as chairs for people to join us, so we wouldn't be up there.
Yeah.
You know, if people were down here.
I just think it removes some of public interaction. If I were to come to a school board meeting, I would be like, why am I sitting here watching them when they're literally 30 feet above me and they normally come down here? I just think it gives the appearance that we were just up here talking private stuff and the next discussion is not worthy of us being in front of y'all. That's my personal opinion. I know it gets disrupting a little bit when there's 60 kids here. But I think that's part of being in the public.
Mr. McCarthy?
So just to clarify, I understand too, when we say we're referring to technology, we mean that what is going on up in that room is going to be projected on the screen so that anyone who walks in is going to be able to see what is happening up there.
And there would also be a sign.
And here.
Yes.
And if that is not possible, we are going to move the meeting down here.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
And there would also be like the easel is out in the hallway. I think the easel maybe should move in here that says we're upstairs starting at 7:30, whatever time we start up there, 7 o'clock upstairs for our, meeting. We'll be down here at 8. Please join us upstairs or whatever, however we want to word it. That's my thought and my motion. Anything that changes to that could be whatever we want it to be.
How would people ask questions though, too?
The microphone would work. That's what Mr. Right? Mr.
Yes, correct.
Why am I blanking right now?
Mr. Hall. I asked
Mr. Hall
Mr.
said
if
that
could be
we would be able to
capability.
hear it.
And he said yes.
He said yes.
Any other comments? I guess we've had a second to it, so I guess we should call the vote. And this is for once a month at our regular meeting.
Yeah, so this is to move exec and workshop on our regular meeting nights upstairs,
Just-
provided the technology
Just
works.
workshop, what do you call it?
But during the regular,
Correct. Exec is always upstairs, so just workshop.
thank you. Dr. Beal,
No.
Ms. Hayes,
Hard no.
Mr. McCarthy,
Yes.
Mrs. McGovern,
Yes.
Mrs. Parlamas,
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella,
Yes.
Mr. Weinstein,
Yes.
Mrs. Gilman.
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you for that old business, Ms. McGovern. New business? Yes, Mr. McCarthy.
This is still old business. I apologize.
Okay.
We did mention at the last meeting that the first meeting during school year, just going in line with the wonderful introduction to the new school year that Ms. Weldon gave us, and all the school spirit abound, that we would, as a board, choose to dawn our school spirit at the first meeting. Is that something that we're going to do? I just want to
Have to break out our red.
make a motion,
I think we should do it. Would you like to do it at work or regular?
Both.
Everything.
Everything.
I'm
Bring
going to run out of red, but I'll try my best.
You can wear blue and white.
Blue and
not
white. There you go.
But do we wear dresses or we can wear whatever we want? Okay, thanks.
So which meeting?
Work it at least. Come on.
Work.
The one
Okay,
September, the September
The first
12th
work session
sounds
in
great.
meeting
September.
at least.
I can handle it.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So that was-
And then old business, we do have our meeting upcoming with our Assemblywomen, Kim Yulner and Mary Lynn Paperno. If you have any questions, comments, concerns that you would like the legislative committee to bring, the legislative liaison committee to bring up in that meeting, please do not hesitate to let me or the president know so that we can ensure that that is a part of our agenda. Don't ask me the date. I think it's the 21st. I will confirm.
Of September.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I believe
You will have notice of the exact date prior to,
Thank you.
but I think I've already provided a previous meeting
I think you
in
did.
accordance with the charter of that committee.
Ms. Hayes.
We're still on new, right? We're on new business.
New business.
Okay. So I did want to thank Superintendent Weldon and Mr. Amato for working on a date for the 8th grade dialogue. It will once again be at the Ocean Township Intermediate School. It brought 200 plus people. It was a great way to showcase our school. So if you want to save your dates for that, March 12th. And then also, I believe it is October 5th. It's the first Monmouth County School Boards Association meeting at Colts Neck Inn. You do not have to be, one of the 2 liaisons from this board in order to attend, but you can get free dinner, and then you can also hear the speakers and all that. So I encourage you to.
What was the date?
I just lost it here. I believe it's October 5th.
And the time.
Can you email that to all of us?
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank
it's 6 p.m. dinner, 7 p.m. and you don't have to pay for dinner. 6 p.m. dinner, 7 p.m. meeting. And there's a speaker about HIB and bullying.
You don't get that email? Because I receive it. I thought New Jersey School Boards.
I'll look
sent it
again. I
to-
don't know that I have it.
You can
all-
forward it to the board.
Thank you.
Who said that?
Yes, if you
Mr.
could forward
Hastings will
that to
do it.
all board members. You had a comment? Ms.
No, I just have new business.
Oh, new business. Okay,
That's where we are, right?
that's where we are.
Okay. One thing that I just picked up while Ms. Hayes was speaking, and I'm not sure if it's new or not, but it's new in my ears right now, is that the microphones are also projecting in the room. So thank you to Mr. Hall about that as well. I just picked that up as you were speaking. I could hear you, Alex.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to mention that there is, along with Spartan Spirit here, Big Red Country, there is the first opening football game on Thursday night at home at 7 o'clock. The snack bar is packed and ready to still serve you all drinks and food. And then the other thing is, I just wanted to mention to the board that there is a planning and construction meeting tomorrow with the council, just to discuss some of the things, I shared services and stuff like that. So that is tomorrow. So I will report on that at our first work meeting in September, just so everyone is aware. And I think that was all. Thank you.
I hope it's a very productive meeting.
Thank you. I hope so too.
Wish you luck. Yes.
I'm sorry, I forgot to ask. Do we know when the first instructional council meetings are?
No, I do not have those
Okay.
dates yet.
Thank you.
If there's nothing else, we'll go to our second public comment. Would anyone from the public like to comment on any item at this time? One. Yes, Ms. Conway, anybody in the queue?
Yes, Madam President, Sylvia.
Go ahead, Ms. Sylvia.
Okay, please go ahead.
Thank you. First, I wanted to say, Amy, I agree 1,000%. I'm glad that you were able to find the technology to work. That it's not. I know it's disrupting for you guys when you have a big crowd of people in there because they're all excited to see each other and stuff, but you're trying to end your work meeting. But it's also a little difficult for those of us who might be either in the audience or even listening to hear and focus on what you guys are trying to say, because it does get a little loud in there. So I think that that's going to work out really nicely. So I thank you for that. And I wanted to say to Irene and to the entire board, Irene, I think your president's report was fantastic. And I, for one, just want you to know that I think you guys are doing a magnificent job in the face of a lot of different things. It's not, yes, absolutely, it is the ethics complaint that is looming, but there's so many other things that you guys have had to really rally and to face and address and create ways to help our students overcome and continue the trajectory of coming back from what was, you know, the most horrible time certainly in our history. So you should give yourselves a pat on the back. And I know it's not easy still, because you also have internal strife. So you are doing a great job, regardless of whether you are the person complaining about or filing the complaint, the people that have the complaint filed against them, or the rest of you who also have to work in the environment, in addition to everything else that is going on, and having a new BA and having a new superintendent. You did a lot, and you should be proud of yourselves. It's not an easy job. I wanted to also, and I think you guys have, is it new microphones that you've got going on in there? They're very clear.
Yes.
Like they're really very clear. And just as a side note, they're very sensitive. So please be mindful that your mics are hot. And I'm not sure if everybody knows that, because I think there's a couple of comments that were heard that were not meant to be, maybe. Anyway, just a side note. Lastly, Kelly, you make me wish I had more kids to send to school. You did, like, just the way you speak, you're such an inspiring leader. I'm really, really proud of you, and I want you to know that.
Thank you.
Amen. Thank you for your comments, Ms. Sylvia. If there is nothing else, we could have a motion to adjourn.
Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, certainly, Mr. Cook.
I did recess of the wayside for 17 years. Now I'm getting a retirement from that particular job. Can I go back and do recess again? And since I'm getting a retirement, can I go back? How does that work?
Yes, why don't you give me a call tomorrow, or you can talk to Mrs. Palea and we can help you with that.
Do you want us to motion
All right now? Ready for more? Let's get that. Fantastic. Yes, certainly speak with Ms. Palea. Is there anything else before we make a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone.